Yo, what's up, guys? Earl DFS coming back with another NHL video. Today we got a four-game slate on our hands, and we got four teams that are clear and above better than the rest. We got four teams that are implied over 3.2, and that are the closest is this game. So let's get this just started now. First game, Detroit Red Wings and the Columbus Blue Jackets. 3.63 for the Blue Jackets, 1.87. Yikes. For the Red Wings, Jimmy Howard versus Elvis Merkelins. This is an ugly game, but I'm getting to a lot of the top two lines from the Blue Jackets. I like the top two lines there. Let's take a look at what my exposures are for them. Yeah, Nyquist with Atkinson and Jenner. That's that second line. They are my top owned stack, or one of my top owned stacks, highest exposed players. And then Elvis Merkelins being my top owned goalie of the night. So I definitely like that second line, and I like them with Werenski and Seth Jones, along with, if you want to get contrarian, one thing I'm going to be pointing out is how to get contrarian for a four-game slate here. Play players, like if you're stacking this, play players like Savard, like Gavrikov. So if you look, they're cheap. Try playing cheap defensemen, because if we look for pay-up options for defensemen tonight, Tyson Barrie is the only one above 6K. So I see no need. Oh, and Seth Jones, my bad. I see no need to have to go up and reach for a defenseman tonight. So what I'm looking to do tonight is to get contrarian and to play cheaper defensemen. Bam. Viaga, Nemeth, Lindstrom, Nutavara. Cheaper defensemen that are not on a power play, because their ownership are going to be way down. People on this, a lot of people are going to go, oh, he's on a power play. I'm going to plug him in. Next, he's at 15-20% ownership. All these defensemen on a power play: Seth Jones, Werenski, Trouba, D'Angelo, Dahlin, which I think he's out. He was 0. But they're all going to get more. They're going to get more ownership than like a Savard, a McCabe, a Palute. That's why I'm looking at these cheaper defensemen that are not on a power play just to get contrarian on a 4-game slate. Especially if you're going to be wanting to play Blue Jackets. Especially if you want to play that Marner, Tavares, Hyman line, or that Kerfoot, Nylander, Tavares line. That's going to be popular. It is a 4-game slate. They are the highest projected total. Those are the best lines on the slate. If you want to play that top line, Buchnevich, Zibanejad, and Kreider, that's going to be popular. So you're going to want to play defensemen, like maybe if you're doing that, like Sky Shea. You're going to want to play defensemen that will help you get different. And that is the way to do it, is to look for these defensemen that are not on a power play. So those are the defensemen. I'm going to point out defensemen too throughout looking at these lineups. But also, if you want to get contrarian tonight, right here, if you want a contrarian stack, Helm, Larkin, Fabry. Top line for Detroit. Doesn't have much power play correlation. That's going to scare people away. Elvis has been amazing. So if you want to get contrarian, this stack's going to be probably less than 5% owned. I'm getting about 5% of it. So I'm trying my best to be different tonight. 4-game slate, be different. 12-game slate, like yesterday, you don't really have to be different because the ownerships are so low to begin with that you don't have to worry about this. But a player like Matthews, he's going to be 20, 30% owned tonight. So just something to keep an eye out on. So I do like these top two lines from Columbus, and I kind of like Detroit 1 to be a sneaky stack, and maybe getting 1 or 2% of this Detroit 2 line. And then getting defensemen like Biega, Nemeth, Savard, and players like that. On to the next game. Buffalo Sabres, New York Rangers, 3.71 for the Rangers, 2.78 for the Sabres. Carter Hutton versus Alexander Georgiev. Can't speak. I like this top line for Buffalo. Reinhart, Eichel, Vesey. They're playing the Rangers. Rangers are still not a great defensive team, so someone I definitely want to target. But and when you do that, I think Palut is the player to go with here for that stack. He's on the top pairing, 2,500. He's on the ice with Eichel and Reinhart a lot. So just something to keep an eye out on for that. And then on the other side, obviously, Kreider, Zibanejad, Buchnevich. That's a line I'm going to get to. Fass, Seitel, and Panarin. Another line I would love to get to, and then some Kako one-off. For defensemen, I like Skyjay. Of course, I like Tony DeAngelo. But if I'm going with line 2, if I want to be different, I'll go with Stahl. So maybe even Fox will be able to get a little bit different because even though he is on a power play unit, he's on the second power play unit, and he wouldn't have much correlation. So. But it's just something to keep an eye out on. The lowest ownership will go to Stahl, Skychi, and Lindgren for that game. Another one of those cheap defensemen that you never know can get an assist and bam, he's paying off his salary. He's already 2xing. So it's something to keep an eye out on because defensemen love to feed assists. Next game, Anaheim Ducks, Toronto Maple Leafs, 2.54 for the Ducks, 3.96 for the Leafs. Highest implied total on the slate. Ryan Miller versus Frederik Andersen. I'm going to start on the Anaheim side because Frederik Andersen's not been that great behind in between the pipes. Like, he got hurt last time, but if you look, he's okay. He's 66 and 29 the last 2 seasons. This season, he's 24-9. Okay, he's better than I thought he was. Oh, it's Hutchinson that's struggling. My bad. But I wouldn't mind getting to this top line for Anaheim. They can be very sneaky. Very low owned percentage probably of a stack. Plus, it's a contrarian play. I kind of like it actually. Might get to like 7 to 10% of them because Toronto's not the greatest defensive team. And you take that, you partner them up with like Fowler with that power play correlation, or you can do Gudbranson or Lindholm for that top defensive pairing with that top line correlation. For Anaheim, that's where I'm looking. Maybe a little bit of Ryan Miller. Toronto loves to shoot the puck, but not someone I would recommend getting to. On the other side, Toronto Maple Leafs, I think it's kind of obvious. You play the top 2 lines. If you want to be more different, you go with the Tavares, Nylander, Kerfoot line. They're projected pretty similar, and they'll probably get about half the ownership that the Marner Matthews Hyman line will get. And with that top line, I'd prefer 2 off with Marner and Matthews, and leave Hyman off. He's still $5,500, and he's not producing that much. So, yeah, 4.5, 5, 5. That's not something you want from $5,500. So, if you want to have a dart throw, he'll probably be lower owned than the rest of that line. That rest of the line's elite. So, but overall, I'm getting to a lot of Toronto here, and you can easily partner that up with Justin Holl, 2,600, top line defenseman. Muzzin, also top line defenseman, no power play, 4,400. So that people may look away from him because he's a little bit more than the 26, 25, 2,800s that you'll be looking at for that. But I definitely think Muzzin could be halfway decent if you want to get to him as a correlated top line defenseman with that. Dermott could be a nice little play, and then Tyson Barrie's always in play when it comes to trying to correlate with either of those two lines. If you're stacking line 1 or line 2, Tyson Barrie goes with both of them. They got the power play correlation with Tavares Nylander. He's got the power play correlation with Marner and Matthews. So overall, play Leafs. I don't think you need to get too crazy here. If you're playing a single lineup, play Leafs, and then get different elsewhere. That's the way I see it. And the final game of the night, Dallas Stars, Minnesota Wild, 3.21 for the Stars, 2.29 for the Wild. This game is at 8:30. Keep that in mind. The rest are at 7. So if you need to late swap or anything like that, you'll have to do it to this game. 5.5 total, rather low. Same with that other game. But overall, if you're looking at a full power play stack that works as a 5-on-5 stack as well, Minnesota's got you. Zuccarello, Stahl, Parise with Suter and Spurgeon. They're all power play correlated. They're all first line correlated. So they are always an easy team to build around, but who knows? And then looking at the rest of these lines, I'm not maybe the second line a little bit, but nothing crazy. They're not a team I'm getting too much at all. If we took a look at my team stacks, they're my lowest owned team of the night, followed by Anaheim, and then the Rangers. Rangers dropped a little bit. That's probably gonna change though. So overall, not getting into too much of Minnesota. Dallas, on the other hand, though, I do like that the Ben Seguin and Hintz line. You can also run a power play stack with Ben Seguin, Radulov, and Pavelski. Partner that up with Klingberg. If you're looking to get different, right here, second line defenseman Olasak. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But 2,500. He's not going to get much ownership. If you want to look down on the third pairing here, Pollock, 3K, not going to get much ownership. Sakara, not going to get much ownership. So if the way to get different tonight, I think, is playing these low-end defensemen and hoping they go off. Hoping they get the 3-block bonus, hoping they get an assist, something along those lines. I think that's the way to go tonight, to also be able to afford these Marner, Matthews, Hyman line, Tavares, Kerfoot, and Nylander, to afford a Columbus one, a New York Rangers one, something along those lines. Defenseman, you probably want to pay down tonight on defenseman. That's where I'm looking at. Top players tonight, just look at the favorite teams, pick their top lines, or one of their top 2 lines. My favorite play of the night, though, is this Nyquist, Jenner, Atkinson line. They're the second line. They're going to probably have less ownership than that top line right there, and they're going up against that line, which is great. So, and they're playing the Red Wings, so I think any Columbus you get to is great. Top goalie of the night, Elvis Merklins, and then Georgiev. I'm going to try to avoid Anderson tonight. He's expensive, and I don't think the Ducks are going to really provide that much of a matchup there. He'll get the win, whatever. He's the biggest favorite. But I'm going to go towards Merklins here for goalie. But that's going to do it for this slate. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me guys know in the comment section below who you got for your top stack tonight. Who do you think is going to score the most points, the best goalie? And which low-end non-power play defenseman do you think is going to be the best? But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.